What he building a $270 million bunker? What do he know that we don't know, Katt?
Kim Jong-un? What? I don't know what you don't know. Do you understand that people that are not very bright are in charge of nuclear bombs all across the country?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he knows. He knows that 30% of all weapons systems are running off regular Wi-Fi. So what does that mean? That means if a solar flare or a meteor hits either one of those, literally a bomb can go off just because the system accidentally got turned off. Yeah, that's what he knows. The people that are in power know that the people that are running the most complicated and deadliest things on the planet are just an average idiot. And you know lots of idiots.
I do.
Yep. And these people are not special. Back in the day they were.
Yeah.
Not today. Not today.
And gazing down from his perspective, I recognize myself down there in the crowd. So it's as if I was seeing from above, but I am not saying that I was above. I was just seeing the upper perspective, looking down and watching people. And in the middle of the busy crowd going to and fro, I saw myself going about my normal day. And then all of a sudden, there began to come a download to me out of heaven from the Lord. So I was walking, and then I saw first appearing on my head two symbols. I wish I'd taken the time to find a picture, but I'm sure that most of you will know what I'm talking about. The first symbol was the symbol for Wi-Fi. You know, the symbol for Wi-Fi is just that small nub, then a bigger one, then a bigger one, then a bigger one, going out kind of like a V-shaped rainbow like that. So one symbol appeared on my head like this, and it was green. It was the Wi-Fi signal. And then another signal appeared on the other side of my head, and it was a siren. You know, the emoji for a siren is just a loudspeaker or a bullhorn, something like that. So a Wi-Fi signal appeared on one side of my head, and a bullhorn appeared on the other side of my head. So they lit up. At first they were gray, and then they began to glow and glow and glow and glow up green like that, you know? So first the Wi-Fi signal lit up. The Wi-Fi signal lit up first, actually. And then I paused and I closed my eyes, and the Lord began to just pour information into me, just pour a message into me. And it happens like that. And then I'm not paying attention to what people are saying to me. I can be in a social situation, can be nodding at the people, but I'm not hearing a thing that they say, because obviously there's no competition between people talking to you and God talking to you. And people who know me will usually just notice that I'm not paying attention, and then they will just carry on among themselves until I'm back social. Even with work, they don't notice it because, you know, you just have to know how to carry yourself. So the Wi-Fi signal lit up, and I closed my eyes because I was just in public and I was listening, and information was coming into me from the Lord. And then when he had finished talking to me, the Wi-Fi signal became muted green, and the siren signal, the loudspeaker signal, became a bright green. So the first one was bright when the message was coming in, a download was coming in, and then the other one became bright. And so I thought that now I am going to speak. Now I'm going to speak and say whatever it is that I have come. But instead of just opening my mouth and speaking, I laid my head all the way back and I opened my mouth as wide as it possibly could. And this sound began to come out of my mouth. Please listen. That is an air raid siren. That is an air raid siren. Now, if you're over there in Asia, you probably have heard this sound so many times in your life because of tsunamis, because of the monsoon, because of hurricanes, because of so many devastating types of disasters. If you're old enough to still be alive from World War II, you will know the sound. This is an air raid siren. Here's what the thing looks like here. I just found a video and that's what it is. It's just something that they put on the ground, but in some countries, obviously because of flooding and everything, you won't leave it on the ground. They mount it on the highest poles that they can find. And so that is what this dream was about. I saw myself just going about my ordinary day. And then as the Lord always does, he just intervened. God will never ask you, I'm sorry, do you have a moment? It will just happen. He will even wake you up from a very sound sleep and tell you, take your pen and write. And so that is the meaning of being available. But the download came. And then I thought I would speak the word, but instead I laid my head and I opened my mouth so wide and this blasting sound came out. I mean, I was just releasing the sound without effort. It was just effortlessly coming out of me. And let me tell you what happened. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Those people just carried, walking by me, getting their coffee, getting to the subway, walking their dogs, just walking, and utterly deaf, utterly oblivious to this strident. Strident means aggressively loud, that you cannot ignore it. This strident tone of warning. The air raid siren is what they use when an enemy is coming unexpectedly, and the people in charge, the people who switch this thing on and off, know that the enemy is coming and the enemy is going to cause great damage. And the speed with which the enemy is coming doesn't leave you time to go, hi, this is a 4117XK broadcast to town X and this X, and it looks like enemy planes are coming in, or it looks like enemy subs. You go with the air raid siren because it will cut across a busy day. It will cut into sleep. It will cut into all activities. When you hear this sound, it's a visceral reaction. It is a primal reaction, because what this sound says, clearer than anything else, is danger is approaching. Danger is evident. Take wise actions. Take cover. You hear this when earthquakes hit or are about to hit, when the tremors really start. And the tremors keep going for a while, and the experts know it's going to get bad. You hear this sound when tsunamis are expected. You hear this sound when hurricanes are about to make landfall. In other words, this sound will never be made for reckless love. This kind of sound is never made for peaceful preaching. This kind of sound will never come to a nation that is doing well, a nation that is walking in righteousness, a nation with soft-hearted people who, when they hear warning, immediately act like Nineveh and say, well, it's time for us to fast. It's time for us to humble ourselves. It's time for us to look at where we missed it, because the judgment of the Lord against us is righteous. There is no way under this heaven that the Lord will ever send this sound to a righteous and a holy people. God has sent this sound to you, America, for 4.5 years now. And for the most part, no matter how much the people who are gathered here feel that we're doing great, I know that we are not doing great, because I know the things that the Lord says to me that he will do here. And what's more, I have not hidden from you the things that the Lord says that he will do here, the things that the Lord continues to say to you that he will do here.